Hello there, it's Lucy. Welcome back to the bindery for another look at one of the journals that's up in my Etsy shop. This journal comes in its own specially made carrying bag, which will help keep it safe. And inside, as well as the journal itself, there is a handmade envelope full of all sorts of bits and pieces of scrap left over from making the journal, obviously in the toning colours, which will get you started with your decorating. And there is also a little mystery present, which I won't show you now, but it was made specially to coordinate with the journal and will be a surprise for whoever buys it. So this is an altered book, as you can see, home influence, with an illustration showing us what us ladies ought to be like. It's got 5 signatures bound into the original spine. The boards are all original. So there's some wear, as you'd expect. It's a vintage book, but it's rather a lovely creature. So it measures 7.5 by 4 3/4 approximately, and the spine is 2 inches, and you can see it's just a really nice size in the hand. The colour palette is green, pink, gold, and I'll just have a quick whiz through to show you what's inside. So the fastening is just a simple bit of sari silk, which goes through an eyelet in the front and back. And I had to replace the end papers when I reconstructed the book, but they've been replaced with this gorgeous hand marbled paper, and the spine has been reinforced with the same cloth that the bag is made of. So there are 5 signatures, each of which has 12 pages or 24 sides, so that makes 120 in total. Very much not a naked journal, as you can see. There's loads of embellishment, but I have been careful to build in lots of writing spots, and there are spaces for you to make this your own as well. I just want to show you the detail. I left the original book plate in, which shows that this was a Salvation Army Young People's War prize presented to one Nora Hogarth for good conduct, diligence and regular attendance. So she clearly was going to be a good influence. So lots of machine embroidery, as you can see. We've got floral papers, lots of writing spots, lots of metallic thread in pink. Some more of the usual gorgeous eco-dyed paper that I get from Nina at Dreams and Memories on eBay, and lots of sari embellishment, so it's very blingy. We've got bits from a guidebook from, as in a book for the guides, from the 70s, some vintage wallpaper, vintage ledger, lots of Franken pages, some cutouts, and some scrapbook paper. I think that's a craft consortium pack. And lots of trims and things on the edges so that it's got a fantastically fluffy, busy spine. Some vintage stamps, more sari trim, more vintage ledger. So that's signature number 1. This is from a lovely book about floral imagery as used in illustrations in the 19th and early 20th century, so quite stylised. I've forgotten, there are a few bits and pieces here where I've put in some journal prompt phrases, which might get you thinking. Writing spots. So as you see, there is actually a fair amount of space, although it looks busy. There's a pocket there. There's a bit of vintage book there. Some vintage floral paper. And vintage wallpaper. The fold out sections here. So you can see it's been bound in with lovely light olive green bookbinding thread. Lots more sari trim with another pocket there. Another fold out bit. Some hand painted papers. some paste paper, some hand marbled paper, some more hand marbled paper, tuck spot. Yeah, it's not a subtle creation, this. It's either going to be for you or not for you, but certainly expresses a part of me. Another fold out, some vintage music paper, and some more hand-dyed vintage ledger. Lots of writing spots, lots of ledger, some more of that lovely paper that's used for the end papers, and that's a little tuck spot there. Sari embellishments are just amazing, aren't they? So full on. That's a fold out, yep. Another fold out. And some sewn on lines. I love that piece. I've been hoarding that for a while, but it had to go. I think that's from some vintage wallpaper as well. That's a tuck spot. Double pocket there. With another sari trim. And fold out, and there we have it, a seriously full-on zingy, fat and lovely journal, available over at my shop, the Journal Genie, on Etsy now. Thanks very much, see you next time.